Hi, my name is Paul Garthwaite and I am running a GoFundMe campaign for a brilliant musician from California called Randy Keith, who faces the prospect of selling his home to pay for vital medical treatment, which is just horrific. Can you imagine? He's suffering from a condition called upper cervical instability, which basically means the blood flow is restricted to the brain, which is causing horrific problems, as you can imagine. So since February 2021, his medical costs have been about $10,000, so you can imagine that he's having to fund this himself. So the GoFundMe campaign was set up and it's been going really well. We've got about £1,500, about $2,000 so far, which is fantastic. So this track, Lover Girl, is from the album Lover Girl, and it's available free download from my website, paulgarthwaitemusic.com. It's part of a 4-album box set which is free on a donation basis, so check out the music. If you like it and you'd like to donate, that would be fantastic. Randy is a brilliant guy and a very generous guy. He was in the ministry for 25 years, and as you'll hear on this track, he is a master musician.
Well, I grab on hold and take me for a ride. And you know now, baby, I'm gonna trust you, girl. You know I've been standing in life's line. Yes, I've been standing, just standing here waiting for you. My little lover. See, it's like this. Hey, it's okay to have, as a matter of fact, it's pretty fun. But you know I didn't mind so much standing in your waiting line. But hey, you know how it goes when you try to build your life. You know it never turns out quite the way that you wanted it to. Yeah.
the whole project, to me, like going back to what Paul was talking about, that a couple times that Paul and I have talked back together, back and forth about this, that Paul has told me that it really sounds like one band playing together in a room. And in a sense, that's how I approached it, because you, Randy, you were sending me tracks that essentially, what purpose they were for or not, was everybody minus the drummer that was in the band on that particular track, in terms of who was doing all the playing or whatever. I know that you did all the playing on there, but you can imagine, splitting yourself. You Voldemort, you split your soul into seven pieces, and so you split yourself into like five or six different players. And so I'm listening to this, and yeah, this is a band. This is like playing on a music, doing a music minus one kind of thing for me.
Mm.
And so there was a lot of listening that needed to go on. And it's still a collective, because a perfect example of where I might think something is appropriate and then I sent it back to you. I'll use Lover Girl as a perfect example of this.
That's beautiful.
You can hear how that would have fit into the rhythm section concept of it. But what I wasn't really listening to at that point was what the lead guitar was doing. And there were these really fast leads that were going back and forth.
Mm.
So essentially, what Randy asked me to do then was just double up on that. So doubling up on the time on that and making it fit required some simplicity as well. So I needed to ditch the Led Zeppelin idea, obviously, and then get into more of a like, I can't, I, for lack of a better example of it, more like a I'm walking on sunshine kind of
Yeah.
groove, or like the end of She Said by the Beatles, where Ringo goes into a double time on that. And so this is more like what I came up with. You can still hear that with the kick drum. I'm still lining up with what the rest of the rhythm section is playing, but keeping that double time backbeat on the snare is helping out, filling in with something that fits better with what the lead guitar is doing.